Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Leo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. So, Leo, I did a mini meditation before I turned the camera on, and I wrote everything down. I'll show it to you after I read them all out loud. The first thing I saw was toothpicks or cocktail umbrellas, so which have toothpicks, I guess, on the end of them. So there could be some partying or nice drinks involved. Then I saw headaches and pulsing eyes and eyelids. Actually, my own eye started to pulse right here. Sometimes it happens when you're tired or your eyes are tired. So there might be a little too much partying. I'm not sure. Take it as it resonates. I saw the color orange red, but then I got a very specific color, which is burnt umber, which I feel like is more of a brownish yellow maroon. I'm not actually sure what, like I think I've used burnt umber as a paint before. You may be a painter or an artist and that may be relevant to you, but that was very specific. Sour tastes, like citrusy, lemons, limes, sour tastes. Concrete staircases, live wires, which is very important because I recently saw 2 videos or stories on social media involving electrical wires, so just to pay attention to that. Horizon lines, the third eye chakra, and Snickers bars. So I don't question it. I mean, I do question it, but I just write it down anyway, so please take a screen cap. Please let me know if any of these resonate for you, if they are synchronicities, or if they show up in your travels, in your life. I would love to know about it in the comments. Hope you're doing well, Leo. I'm gonna take one card from the Shaman's Dream Oracle and do your tarot reading today with the Light Seers Tarot. So we'll just get started. Angels, spirits, guides, what messages do you have for Leo? These cards have been pre-shuffled, just so that you know. You got Will of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Number 62, which reduces to an 8, which is the Strength card representing Leo in the Major Arcana. As far as I'm concerned, you showed up in your own reading. It's really beautiful. Will of the Wisp. I don't know if that's actually an expression. It's not one that I've heard outside of this oracle deck. The Will of the Wisp. Is that literally referring to the will of the wind? Something that's wispy. It's kind of light and airy, wispy. It's kind of barely there. You know, it snowed a lot in my region, and we haven't had snow like this in a minute, like in a few years. And the wind is howling outside the window. You may hear it from time to time. But it's like, you don't know it's there until it just kind of rubs up against the windows and makes a fuss. So it's almost as if like there's some kind of great knowledge for you, but it's hidden. Either it's hidden in plain sight, because it says treasures hidden in the shadows, but I more read it as something that you just wouldn't pay attention to, not necessarily in the darkness, but something that we take for granted, like the wind. until the wind becomes a problem and it turns into a storm or a tornado, right? We don't think about the wind until either we need the wind or we don't need the wind. You know, on a very hot day, the wind can be like a respite. And on a really cold day, the wind can be like torture. But you don't think about the wind otherwise until it's inflicting itself upon you. So that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. It's like very, very conceptual, that there's some kind of download that Spirit, you know, I will tell you that for the past hour, while I was taking a shower and kind of getting ready to record all this stuff, Spirit rang my ears several times. Like they really had something to say. Thank you, Spirit. They really had something to say. And I was like putting on my clothes, on my socks and everything, and they were ringing my ears. I was like, Spirit, Spirit, I'm coming. I'm coming. So I think they really want to speak to you. Your spirit guides want to have something to say, Leo, specifically to you. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, past, present, future, and advice from Spirit. Okay. All 8 cards are out. Let's look at it. In the past energy, you have the Queen of Wands, which is really beautiful because I see this as Leo energy. And the 8 of Wands, which I believe is Sagittarius. So, but we're starting off in your element. In the past energy, you're absolutely sitting in the seat of your power. The Queen of Wands is very confident, beautiful on the inside and the out, knows exactly who she is and exactly what she needs to kind of muster up the fortitude to persevere. And what do I mean by that? It's like she's the power behind the king. She's the power behind the throne, as all the queens are. But specifically with the Wands suit, this is somebody who has a very clear vision for her future, for her goals. And, you know, even as her arm is extended in the air, it's like she's drawing in the power of Spirit to manifest her will. And very, very calmly, very happy. I mean, she's in a seated position. I see this like black cat here, very dutiful. I guess they call it a familiar, spirit familiar that is dutifully by her side. So right there, it kind of is a confirmation of your spirit guides wanting to bring in very fast, very earnest communication. This is fast action and fast communication. So that's really beautiful. What do you want to say, Spirit? 2 of Wands, 4 of Cups. Okay. It's almost like if you're not careful, Leo, there's an opportunity that may pass you by. You're really trying to get your attention here. It's like not looking at it. You're not looking, you're not seeing this Ace of Cups that Spirit wants to bring into you. The 4 of Cups can talk about apathy. And the 2 of Wands can talk about, you know, it's a little bit of dreamer energy. You can see the car, the car here, and the world, the globe. The 2 of Wands talks about directionality. Which direction should we go into? But it's almost like there's this possibility. I'm trying to ask Spirit, because these are clarifications on these cards, and this shows a lot of confidence, a lot of, you know, we're moving, we're shaking, we're moving, we're shaking. But, okay, so it's like you have a lot of inertia, you have a lot of drive, but are you actually happy with the decision and the direction that you've taken? Do you feel... Thank you, Spirit. That was a confirmation. Thank you, because I was like, is this the message? It's the message. It's not to say that you're not grateful. You're looking at the 3 full cups here and thinking, okay, I can work with this. I have this. I can work with it. But Spirit is saying you don't just have to settle. And you don't have to just sit here and daydream. You have the power to actually make things happen. And so if you're caught in a situation right now where maybe maybe you got exactly what you wanted. Maybe you manifested something and you got exactly what you wanted. And now that you have it, it's the kind of classic, now that you have it, you're just like, oh, do I still want it? It's okay. It's okay to change your mind. But Spirit is saying, don't be forlorn. Try your best not to be forlorn and think, oh, bigger dreams exist out there and it's not for me. That's absolutely not true. It can absolutely happen for you, but it's kind of remembering that it's almost like you made it happen once. You can make it happen again and again and again. Let me get one more clarifier. Page of Pentacles. It's just about taking that first step. I think some of you would probably believe that if you don't keep going on the path that you've chosen, that you will have, thank you, Spirit, that you will have wasted some kind of time or investment. Like I invested so much in this direction already. To give up now or to move in another direction, it would just be silly, because I'd be like giving up a lot of money or all my time that I already invested. I mean, we only have this life, right? What's that about, Leo? Are you afraid of losing face? Like if you give up, it's like people that invested in you or in they were rooting for you, and it's like if you kind of let something go, you'll be letting them down. I mean, maybe, but it's your life. And it doesn't mean you're not grateful for their support. And people who really support you, they want you to be happy, right? They want you to follow your bliss. I don't think any of what this is, though, is a waste of time, because, I mean, look at her face. I mean, she's reveling in what it is that she's gained so far. So maybe it's about just taking a different perspective on it and saying, okay, not quite what I thought it was going to be, but we can learn from this. We can take everything that we've experienced and apply it to the next thing. It's all about taking that initial step. And all the pages, Page of Pentacles, is just walking through a door. Maybe a Page of Pentacles is just knocking on a door that you've never knocked on before. I can see, I can see it. The Spirit's showing it to me now. It's like moving from a queen back to a page seems like backpedaling, backtracking. It's like, that just reeks of judgment of yourself. So please stop doing that. Because 62 reduces to an 8, right? The Strength card is inferred in this reading. I don't see it here yet, but it's inferred in this reading. And what does that talk about? It talks about a mastery of the ego that keeps us often trapped in fear. So it's that nagging little voice in your head saying, no, don't move in that new direction. You've invested so much in this direction already. This is the safer bet. That's the ego trying to protect you, and it's there for a reason, but we're always in the pursuit, right, of up-leveling. But I feel like if you are a Leo that is here right now, you're interested in up-leveling in a spiritual way. And how do we do that? By coming face to face with what it is that we really feel. So in the present energy, Ace of Swords in the reverse. This is an inability to acknowledge very important message that Spirit is trying to bring to you. Treasures hidden in the shadows of the mind, perhaps. Aces always bring new. And this particular card is all about epiphany, great revelation, things kind of clicking into place. Oh, so interesting, right? I wrote staircases here, and there's a staircase, right? Very clear staircase. Obviously the staircase back here as well. Oh, that's so funny because it's like right in front of my face and I didn't see it at first. This is the theme. There's something that's right in front of you, you can't see it. Spirit is saying to please open your eyes, to please pay attention, to quiet yourself is what they just said. There could be a lot of talking and not enough listening. Spirit is saying listen, listen. See how our eyes are closed? Whenever we close our eyes, our other senses become heightened. That's why when you're trying to hear something, sometimes it's better when you close your eyes. You're trying to really listen. This card is in reverse. The Spirit wants to bring you a very clear message. It might be difficult for you to hear at this time. And it has to do with this energy of moving on, Six of Swords. Swords is all about air energy, the thinking mind, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And it talks about moving from choppy waters to calm waters. And it's quiet. I always like to talk about the Six of Swords, as an energy that kind of moves in the darkness, moves quietly, without a lot of fanfare, without a lot of fuss. But maybe that's the ticket right now, that if you are trying to move into a different direction, whether it's in a relationship or your business or your learning, you don't have to announce it to anybody. You can just make it happen. You can just start changing things, and whoever wants to come along can come along, and if they don't want to come along, they don't have to. You don't have to make a fuss over everything. Some things can be quiet. I don't know why, it just feels like I don't know if I'm talking to an extremely extroverted Leo or something. I don't know who that message is for, but it's almost like your spirit guides just really want you to like not be yourself, but it's about an evolution, right? Like, I'm still me, but I don't want to be the me that I was when I was 10. We want to evolve. So it's just an evolution, right? Inner confidence. Some of the most confident people are the last to speak, because they want to assess whatever it is that they're dealing with. Sometimes it's the technique that I use. When I really want to get a point across, I'll just stare. I will not say anything. I will let the person talk at me, and I will just stare, almost uncomfortably. That gets a message across. And it allows the other person's words to echo back in their ears. And then they start to question, what it is that they said because they see me looking at them like they're a fool. Okay? Asking for a clarifier. You know what's crazy? You know, I can't orchestrate this. I can't even believe that it's the Fool. This Fool is a little different though, Spirit, than the Fool that I was just talking about. I don't think I've ever had that happen before, ever in a reading where I said something like that and then the card popped out just like that. That was really amazing, Spirit. Thank you. The Fool energy. Talk about taking, this is a little step forward. This is a great leap. This is leaping over a chasm, leaping into the great beyond and having faith that Spirit will catch you, that you will not fail. The Fool starts the major arcana of the tarot. The tarot is all about the Fool's journey, and it talks about an evolution of character, right? Where we come to something with a childlike energy. We move through all of the evolution, all of the major arcana to end on the world where we are more mature, when we are world weary. There's something here that you want to start brand new. I've been feeling it since I started reading. You want something new. And Spirit is saying, I got you. I'll catch you. I'm trying to tell you that, but you're not listening. Man, I just looked at the next two cards. I just really looked at them, and it's beautiful. I'm going to actually ask for a clarifier on the Fool because I want to know what it is that you want to jump into. What are you jumping into? Blissfulness, abundance. Nine of Cups talks about something that speaks to the heart space, something really passionate. Look at how open the heart chakra is, the solar plexus, the sun represented in the background. This is absolute euphoria. I was gonna say bliss, but I'm like, no, it's more than that. It's euphoria. It's weird. I see these like weird kind of cloud formations. But you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that, what is it, Da Vinci painting? God and man like almost touching. That's what it reminds me of, this right here. This is you literally coming face to face with the divine and the divine in you. Treasures hidden in the shadows. Well, what did I say? I said, it's in plain sight. It's right there. Nine of Cups, though, is interesting. In the time that I've been reading tarot, I always had an issue with the Nine of Cups. It's a little bit of resting on our laurels, but it causes conflict in me. Because what's wrong with resting on our laurels? We've worked hard. Can't we rest on our laurels? Can't we just enjoy things for a little bit? There's always this call from Spirit, I think, that if we're not reaching our full potential of greatness, then we're not fulfilling our life path. Now, that looks different for everybody. It has nothing to do with material wealth, unless that's what you want. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about fulfilling the soul's cry to live the fullest possible life that we can, because anything less than that just feels lackluster. But it's difficult. There has to be a balance, because if you're constantly striving to get the next best thing, then you'll never be satisfied. So there's a balance that you have to strike right now that I feel is really important. Because we have to be careful with like expectation. That's when disappointment can set in. In the future potential, I mean, look, we're talking about life path. You have the 10 of Pentacles. This is happy home, happy life, great finances, great health, joy. It's the fulfillment of the life path. That's the 10 of Pentacles. And what did I talk about? The Fool's journey, the evolution of the Fool ends in the World card. A cycle being complete. You know, this could have to deal, you know, everybody keeps talking about Pluto's going from Capricorn into Aquarius. I'm not an astrologer. I don't know what any of that means, but it's just like going to be a little bit of upheaval, or a lot of upheaval, but great change. And change for the better. This could have something to do with that, and Spirit wanted me to say it, so there it is. But it's just coming full circle. It's a chapter coming to a close and a new one beginning in your life. Again, this is 1, 2, 3 cards of very, very open chest, open heart chakra. It's important. It's important to point it out, because Spirit's just giving to me like my own body, right? So I have very rounded shoulders. They just kind of round in. And it wasn't until I had my spiritual awakening that I realized that I hunch my shoulders and I round them in to protect my heart. That I've been doing that since I was young. That these muscles here are so, like, they're like rocks. One, because I've been doing a lot of lifting for a lot of my life, but it's just, this is where I hold all of my stress, and it's caused my physical body to turn my bones in towards my heart to protect it. And it's all emotional, right? It's all emotional. So for part of my meditation practice is to try and open up this area, which is very, very vulnerable. So I'll lay on the ground on my yoga mat and just like with my arms outstretched, just totally open, right? And even if I'm just completely by myself, it's very vulnerable. So Spirit is bringing that to my attention, to bring to your attention. Maybe there's something in that right now, that there's this vulnerability that you are trying to avoid. But working on it. I see there's working on it. I get a clarifier for the World card, please, Spirit. What's the chapter that's coming to a close? 2 of Swords in reverse, King of Swords. I asked what the chapter is that's coming to a close. Gemini energy. I think this idea that it's like you're opening your eyes now in the future potential, right? As a Spirit saying, be observant. In the future potential, you're going to listen to Spirit. You're going to actually be observant. You see how the crow is like kind of up on high? The King of Swords is like sitting on a mountain. He's sitting from a perspective where he can get a visual of what's happening below. This owls can see for miles and miles and miles, right? So there's a discernment energy happening here. And it's going to allow this epiphany to finally come in for you. This is what I feel. So that you can step into your abundance. But advice from Spirit, Six of Wands in the reverse. I don't like to see this card in reverse because the card itself means victory. Again, open heart chakra. You can see she's on a stage. These people kind of cheering for her, but the card is in reverse. But it's interesting because it's clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, who's just looking absolutely fabulous. Her eyes are closed. She's listening. So, while I don't like to see this card in the reverse, thank you, Spirit, what it reminds me of is where we started at the beginning of the reading, which is you feeling like if you give up on something, then it's a failure. It's almost like, okay, you might not receive public recognition or accolades for that one thing, but it's okay, because Spirit is saying, sit in the seat of your power. Have confidence in your knowledge, in your heart, in your resources, in your energy. Be really, really calm and self-satisfied. Because when one door closes, another opens, right? Can I have a clarifier on the Six of Wands in the reverse? What is being released? Confusion. There could have been a lot of options for you in the past, and that's what caused you to, you know, it causes FOMO, fear of missing out, FOMO. I was asking for a clarifier on this, and I got this card, which in the reverse represents not being confused anymore. And allowing other opportunities that were not meant for you to fall away. It's beautiful. There's still some things that you need to work through, Leo, but I see a very prosperous future where you do a lot of inner work. That's your reading, Leo. If it resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Leo.